About 10 years ago, I made this. And now today, I make beats like this. Or like this. Or songs like this.
I heard that you hold real tight grudges. I heard that you don't wanna be in love.
Or like this.
Yeah, okay, I know this ain't the end, it's just the start of it. Ask her, can you?
Over the last 10 years I've been making music. I spent the first 5 making beats for fun and going on tour as a rapper's DJ. Then I became a top seller on BeatStars. I grew a huge YouTube channel, gained 500,000 subscribers, dropped a viral plugin, and met a bunch of great people and did a bunch of crazy stuff along the way. Here's everything I've learned the past 10 years. Here's all the important shit anyways. Number 1, there's 2 very different types of musicians. There are creators and then there are the organic musician. Both of them are talented musicians and most people are somewhere in between. And it's important to know which one you're leaning towards. Creators are people that care about everything. They care about the music, tour, and how the show looks, the music video, growing their Spotify. They're building clothing brands off of it. They're building their own empire underneath what they're doing. I think of Jay-Z, I think of Russ. I feel like I'm more like that. The organic musician is the one that everything is just about the music, the sound, the tone, learning a new instrument, just want to be in the studio every day. And I think it's important to figure out what you want. Because there's been many times where I'm giving advice to someone and I go, nah, dude, you gotta freaking make a YouTube channel and build your whole freaking career that way. Whereas what they really want to do is navigate through the music industry and grow up that way. So it's important to know what you want to do. And a lot of people tend to have both of them. So where do you fall on this imaginary spectrum that I just made up? Number 2, your best music is always ahead of you. All of the beats and songs that you don't put out, it's okay. I have a gazillion and 1 beats on my computer that I used to just dwell on and be like, damn, nothing is happening with these. I gotta go back and finish these. This beat would be perfect for this. This would have went viral here. It doesn't matter because in a year, you're gonna look back 2 years, 3 years, 4 years and be like, wow, my music is so much better now. I don't know what I was thinking. That gets me to my next point. Just put out stuff. You're gonna look back in a year or 2 and be like, well, now I can't put it out because the stuff I'm making is so much better now. All of those reps of beats that never went out, you're gonna take things that you learned in each one of those and the improvements that you made and use it for that one song or beat or whatever you're working on that goes crazy. It's gonna help everything else moving forward. Number 3, mixing, mastering, engineering is an art, not just something that you pass off to other people. That's a big title right there. I've heard so many songs that just get ruined in that process. You have to find engineers or you have to know how to engineer. Like that is part of the craft. It's not something that just like gets checked off. Too many people are sending away stuff because they just want it done rather than like going back and forth with the engineer, or if you're the one engineering, learning how to do it correctly. If you send something to someone online, they'll start adding delays in and transitions in your song. So like you have to be going back and forth with that person. Or if you're in the studio with someone and they're recording you and you don't know how to record yet, you have to be working with that person the same way you would work with a producer or a writer or whatever. There's no really right way to mix something. Every engineer kind of has their own style. Number 4, talent without the work means nothing. I'll give you an example. I've met a lot of artists especially, or producers. I hear what they're making and I just, this thing clicks in my head and I go, oh my God, dude, this guy could be a huge artist. This song could go crazy if it was here, but it doesn't even matter because if they don't have 40 more to follow it, and if they don't have the work ethic to get better and continue to put out stuff 100 times over and over and over and be obsessed, it literally doesn't matter, unfortunately. So there's gonna be a lot of like talented people that end up doing nothing because they don't want to put hours in and they're just not obsessed with it the same way maybe you might be. Labels are essentially like a venture capitalist opportunity, or as Russ would say, labels are like banks. I don't have experience with labels, but I do have experience with investments and investors. I've seen every story in the books. I've heard a lot of stories about labels, and you know, it could be a good opportunity if you are in the right spot. Which brings me to point number 6. Signing something doesn't make your problems go away. This one is long. I wrote it down. Signing to a label, getting a pub deal, a distribution deal, a big sponsorship, or signing to Twitch might seem like a big relief and weight off your chest because you get a chunk of money. You think that there's going to be people in place to help you do certain things. These type of moves are really just getting you to the starting line for something else. But people make these type of moves because they want the financial pressure taken off of them. You know, 100K, 200K, 50K is a horrible deal. Small, big, whatever the deal is. They want financial stress taken off of them, and they want the stress of like having to set up studio time or having to like organize a tour, or having to manage them when they do sponsorships or whatever their deal is. Unfortunately, these moves have to be attacking moves. If you're going to sign something or do a partnership with something, they have to be because you're excited to take things to the next level, not because you're afraid of the pressure that's on top of you right now. That one is important for everyone. Number 7, you guys are gonna like this one. Selling beats is not oversaturated. When I was selling beats in 2016, I was doing it full time for about 6 months. I got to the point where I was making $1,000 a week. I was doing it through Instagram, and it was so weird back then that I literally had to explain to people, no, you can just buy the lease online, and then if it gets this many streams, that you can just buy the next one and you get the MP3. This is 6 years ago. So many more rappers and artists know that you can go online and buy a lease now. It's just that the strategy that people are using is oversaturated because everyone's copying everyone, and not to mention, you need to have like good beats. So like your beats have to be good, and you have to use a different strategy. There's fucking ways to do things, especially things that people think is impossible. When you figure out how to do something that people thought was impossible, now you're just in your own lane and fucking zooming. Number 8. Don't get it twisted. People you look up to because they're successful or they're in the music industry. Maybe I'm one of those people that you look up to. But at the end of the day, everyone questions themselves. Nobody really has anything figured out. Really successful people are confident, and they face their problems and they glide through the day easier because they've built up those things. Everyone has their problems, and that's it. And it's just something that is important to know, that no matter what level people are at, they all have issues. They all question themselves, and they're all just normal human beings. With all these fucking lights and cameras, you tend to look at people on the internet like there's some kind of species that doesn't exist. When I was doing all those tours and meeting cool people, and now when I'm doing all this and meeting people like Russ, who I really love, and being able to meet people that I looked up to, they wake up the same exact way as you do. There is no Illuminati. It's all fake, dude. Everyone is fucking a completely normal human being. Maybe just start thinking about that. Number 9, beat block and writer's block is fake, dude. It's fake. When you're sitting here making a song and it's just not working out, you're like, damn, this doesn't sound as good as it did yesterday. This isn't going well at all. My advice to you, finish that thing you're working on, save it, leave it, and make something new. I do this sometimes while I'm filming videos for you guys, because the second you start making something bad and just go, fuck man, I have beat block, you're never gonna get over that. That's gonna put a block on you, rather than just finishing your shitty beat, saving it, hitting file new, and then just starting from scratch. That has helped me out so much. Number 10, success happens in the studio and not anywhere else. There's a lot of artists, producers, anyone else in the music industry that a lot of the work that they put in is places that aren't sitting in the studio making music. If you're going to be successful, this is where you got to spend 70-90% of your time. You guys watch these videos 15 minutes a week. I fucking live in this fucking place. There's a lot of artists and people that focus on opening on tours, growing in their local scene, buying promotion or buying a feature from someone else when their music isn't actually even there yet. Those are my tips. That's it. Hope you enjoyed. Download Nightmare free drum kit. It's absolutely fire. Discord link in the description. See you later.